This particular service appealed to me because I felt I could give back to the veterans. I'm not a veteran. I like to help people. I like to coach. I saw them go off to war when I was a teenager, and I saw them come back, and we did not honor them. And I thought this way I could do my part, do something for them.
Well, I started thinking about it because my dad is a veteran, and I've always wanted to work with vets. And I've been doing this for about 7 months now at the library.
It appealed to me because I have my father and 3 brothers all served in the military, and I've been doing it for 3 years.
I think it appealed to me primarily because I'm a veteran, first of all, and then the other is that if I can help veterans, that's a satisfying thing for me. And so I think that's probably the primary, that I had a connecting point of being a veteran, and then trying to connect with them to help them with the next right step, all those things that one tries to do.
I saw an ad in the paper that the library was requesting volunteers, and so I wanted to give back to the veterans, and so I thought I would respond to that. In the 80s, I was one of the founding mothers of the Friends of the North Fork Library, so I love the library.
Well, I actually gave books back to the library that I had. I donated, and I asked if they needed any volunteers, doing basically anything at the library, not knowing that they did anything with the vets at that time. And when they told me that they had this, I right away jumped on it, if I could help the vets.
I saw an ad in the Fresno Bee, and I responded to the ad.
Well, that's a strange story, but I was at a stand down for Hines Hospice, which I volunteer, no advertising allowed. And Richard Mann came by and asked if anyone was interested in being a veterans benefit coach. And I kind of perked up my ears, and I said, well, I might be. And so that started the ball rolling. And then with Elizabeth Finkel, who was very instrumental in bringing me on also. And so, yeah, that's how it occurred. Just cold turkey knocking on the door.
I have some moments that have been so very meaningful that almost made me cry. I had one veteran salute me and thank me for what I was doing. They're very appreciative that we're here, that the library does this for them, and that we can give back to them things they have earned. These are not entitlements. They've earned these benefits.
You know, there's a couple that kind of come to my mind. One is when you get to talk to someone and they realize that they have a benefit that they didn't know about. Because a lot of the guys that come in here don't know that they have these type of benefits. So I'm able to help them do that. And when you see the kind of excitement on their face that they think that they have, maybe they can find a place to live, or maybe they, a medical benefit that they didn't know. And there was one other time that the gentleman came in and he was kind of grumpy, and we started talking, and I asked him, talk to me about some of the stories that he had, and he really didn't want to get into it. And I said, I don't want to hear, the bad stories. I want to hear stories that, make you laugh. And I'm not kidding you. We sat for about an hour laughing about just some of the stories things that made him laugh. Some of them were kind of gory, but it made him laugh, and I got a kick out of that.
All the encounters I've had are meaningful. One that comes to mind is a young man came in one day and he has PTSD, and he was looking for help. And it just so happened that right before he came in, a man who was a veteran, sergeant, was sitting beside me, and we were talking. And as soon as he listened to the young man, he said, I can help you. We're having some kind of event. Come and I'll meet you and we'll get this worked out. And I thought, what a wonderful thing to have somebody like that right there.
Well, I think meaningful is when there's good feedback, like, gee, you really helped me, or thanks, this worked out, or you're talking with someone and all of a sudden the light goes on. It's connecting with the person and getting them to that next right step, or right phone number or right address or something, and they go, yeah, hey, thanks a lot. Those are meaningful for me.
The best thing I like about the library is it's free to our public, and that we can give back to our, anyone, veterans, homeless people, children. I think the library has always been a safe haven for people. It's always a wealth of information. The library staff is so knowledgeable. I just feel they know everything. They were there before Google, and I really appreciate the library and the environment that they give us. I like volunteering because I like the interaction with people. I like helping. I like giving things away, basically. If you give me more doodads that I can give away from the libraries, from the Veterans Connect, I mean, it just, people are just so happy to get something, a pen, a piece of information, a pamphlet, where to get a home. I think that's the best thing that I get from volunteering, is my ability to give back to the community.
Well, I like volunteering because I get to meet people, and I guess the same thing with the library. When especially sitting here and I get to see all the people that come in, and you get to people watch a little bit. And volunteering is just the chance to help people. I really like that.
The staff is very friendly and helpful, all the time that I've been here, and the encounters that I have, it's wonderful to be able, I think they like it, and I think it's wonderful for me to be able to listen to what they have to say and try to respond to their needs.
I like this about the library because you never know who's going to come in. I think that's one of the reasons. And then when I went to Betty Rodriguez, set up a table similar, and just began to do what I do best, and that's sit there and visit and talk, and everybody comes in and just try and direct them to what they're looking to do. It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple.
I wish there was something that we could do more for these vets, because a lot of them come in, they don't know the benefits that they have, and I wish there was a way that we could reach out to them more. We really need to, not just us volunteers, but society in a whole basically needs to really help the vets more than what we do, because they do not know most of the stuff that they have. And there's a lot out there for them.
If there's anyone out there who would like to help out with this area, you'd always be welcome. I think we can always use a more veterans coach. There's a lot of veterans out there. I've been over at the hospital, I've been to the veterans home, and there's a lot of people who know partially what's out there, but the fullness of it they're not yet exposed to. And so that's what I do. And if anyone's out there who'd like to contribute to that, please come on in.